Namaste, beloveds. This is Mother with Wisdom, aka Valerie Ames, and this is the second portion. My computer doesn't have enough storage space, so I had to restart. Luckily, I was able to post the other one, so this one will just be, excuse me, the last two cards from the Isis Oracle deck, and those two were pulled in the other video. One of them was I Had Begun, which was, and I should tell you right now that I have retraced my steps all throughout, and I don't know what I did with the two cards. They have just poof. So, um, I remember what they are, so I will um, just go from there. Um, the first card was the Brother of Darkness, and it was on page 189, which is an 18, which is a 9. So, page 189. And I'm just going to begin it again, beloveds. The Brother in Darkness, overcoming negative energy with feminine power. Whenever negative energy is present, it is a sign that we are ready to move more deeply into our feminine divine power. The Brother in Darkness indicates that there is negative energy either within you or outside of you, but directed towards you, that is providing you with a spiritual test, beloved initiate. You shall overcome this energy with grace and triumph. Stay in your heart. There is no need to be afraid. There is a test that you are currently moving through because you are ready to progress more deeply into wisdom, light, acceptance, and inner peace. The test is in the guise of a negative energy source, either within you or apparently outside of you. In truth, we are all one, and the world is our mirror for whatever healing task lies within, even though sometimes the source of difficulty appears to be external. Rather than an opportunity for us to gain mastery with our own responses through inner healing, guidance comes to you in this oracle now to become more conscious of the negative energies either within or directed towards you without being fearful. There is no need for fear. There is just need for more conscious, loving response. In the story of Isis, the destructive emotions of her dark brother Set led to the murder of her beloved Osiris. He did not stop there. He also attempted to destroy her beloved divine son child and deny him his rightful rulership. Set teaches us that destructive emotions can gain awful power if we leave them unchecked and do not consciously respond to them. Isis teaches us that love, faith, persistence, courage, intelligence, and honest awareness can overcome even the darkest power. So, beloved, this is some very deep wisdom and very deep love um, that you're being given, that the guidance is coming to you to really understand everything within and without, because this reading applies both. I'm in the United States, so everything that is going on right now politically affects everything globally. If America is experiencing this storm, so to speak, this storm is going on everywhere over the globe. So there are ripple effects, there are frequencies that are being affected, disrupted, distorted, as well as being reborn and redeveloped and re-encoded and rewritten. So do not fear. Do not fear the changes that you see occurring. Do not fear. These things have to take place. It is not chaos. It is not out of the ordinary. All you have to do is look at history and you'll see it's just a repetition. It's just a repetition. And we are reacting to the situation as we always have. And that is what they're counting on. What has to be different, beloveds, is you have to believe in your sovereignty. You have to believe in your connection to the divine. You have to empower yourself as an individual. That is your responsibility to yourself. And then, once you do that, start being transparent of how you came into your own self mastery and the need for it. The truth is the truth. Just share it. Be open. If it's the truth, what do you have to be ashamed of? Hmm? Stand on your truth. That is the knowing of Isis. She knew her responsibility to herself, to Osiris, and to Horus. That is the Trinity. That is the more than one head used to solve a problem. That means many indigenous nations need to come together. All that divides you can unite you if you allow it. If you start seeing yourselves as divine beings, no matter what your belief system is, whether it's Buddhist or whatever, Jehovah's Witness, whatever. It's not about that. It's about being of one mind in order to get past surviving and suffering for the next 7 generations forward. That is our responsibility. At least that is what I identify as my responsibility. Everyone else is on everyone else. But as a way shower and a seed thrower, I do the best I can with unconditional love. Through infinite intelligence, I am evolving on this path, and it's a beautiful path. Let me get back to the card. Again, Isis teaches us that love, faith, persistence, courage, intelligent, and honest awareness can overcome even the darkest power. Your guidance is to rise above fear, anger, jealousy, or hatred within you, or directed towards you now. This will require your feminine strength to be fiercely compassionate and not to judge or resist out of fear. Compassion is great strength. It sees the truth in all situations and does not pander to lies or deceptions in order to paint everything as nice. So, if our responsibility is to be compassionate, then we have to see the truth in all situations. And we cannot pander to lies. We cannot sugarcoat the truth. We cannot water it down. We cannot keep allowing the deceptions in order to make everything whitewashed and look like, oh, it's nice. You don't need to see the skeletons. Don't look at the man pulling the strings. Don't worry about that. Everything is just fine. See? I'm smiling. See? Mm. Compassion is wisdom. It knows that a wolf can harm even if it is dressed as a sheep. You are guided to be attentive and honest about negative influence within or directed towards you without judging them or their source or paying undue attention with fear. You simply need recognition and then to respond with compassion and clear, loving, firm boundary. This boundary will very often be an internal shift energetically for you. It may not require any further action than this. Listen to your heart and trust in your guidance. You are guided, however, to respond now and check the growth of any negativity before it becomes more consuming than it needs to be. And again, I will say this as I did in the video before, beloveds. What we are seeing right now is what we have allowed to be put into place is repeating. This is the same situation that the founding fathers put into place. Excuse me, when they left England. It's the same argument, it's the same parliamentary bullcrap of societies and their competitive systems that are in place, and it's all based upon commerce and corporations. That is their language, that is their livelihood, that is what they defend. It is not a democracy, it is a hypocrisy that has been in place for ages and decades and centuries. And it is that we are being told we have to put it in check. We have to be the ones to put it in check. We have to bring the balance because it's imbalanced, beloveds. This is if we put the heart of America on the scales of Ma'at right now, what do you think would happen? If I took your heart and put it on the scales of Ma'at right now, what would happen? It's harvest time, beloveds. You better know how to answer those questions. That's your responsibility. Okay. You simply need recognition and then to respond with compassion and clear, loving, firm boundaries. This boundary will very often be an internal shift energetically for you. It may not require any further action than this. Listen to your heart and trust in your guidance. You are guided, however, to respond now and check the growth of any negativity before it becomes more consuming than it needed to be. And beloveds, this is the second time that this card has come in my week of reading. Okay, I think it showed up within the last couple of readings. So, and it's a pretty big deck. It's a pretty big deck, beloveds. Okay? But these same cards keep coming out, okay? And the message is very clear. So, it is what it is. And I'm going to leave it there. Okay. This oracle also comes as spiritual revelation. Part of your spiritual path is to honor the darkness as a way through to greater consciousness, to not fight against darker and potentially destructive emotions with force, but to allow them to be with compassion, instantly removes the resistance that creates psychic glue and causes darker energies to get stuck within us. So, this is your responsibility, and this is how you respond. We are being told not to respond with fear, but from our hearts with compassion for whatever this darkness is putting us through. And to understand, as it said at the very beginning of this reading, that it's a test. It's a test. And, beloveds, nothing is new under the sun. So, it's not that hard to understand what is being tested. Also, this Venus retrograde is related to, since we're speaking about tests, when Christ um, went up in the mountains and was tested for 40 days and 40 nights. So, like I said, cycles and seasons are repeating. You have to understand what was going on and play with politics and mm, global, religious, just everything to understand what I'm speaking of when I say things are repeating and there's a cycle that is happening and there's a cipher to it and we have to unlock it. We are encoded with the keys to unlock it. But we have to be awake and aware enough to hear what's coming from within us and to differentiate that voice from the ego voice. And that's hard to do because the ego voice has been in charge and knows itself as the boss, okay? And it doesn't want to listen, doesn't want to hear. And it's constantly trying to override. And again, like this says, you have to put that in check within yourself. Okay, let me move forward. Trust your feminine values, whether man or woman, and don't believe for one moment that you are obliged to wear another's negativity for them. You are not. You may stand true in your purity of heart and be safe. If you do have negative energy rising within you, the same stands true. Have compassion and witness it, but don't believe that you have to identify with it. It is not you, it is just energy and feeling. Let it flow and it shall go. The ritual healing below will assist with releasing negative energies through feminine power. May you enjoy your growing mastery with such energies from a place of compassion, humility, and service to the light in all beings. 1920. 24, I'm sorry, 1924. Huh, sorry. Ritual of healing for the brothers in darkness. It is helpful to light a tea light or other candle to help you come back to the innate light in all beings, no matter how positive or negative they may appear to be. Whilst doing this ritual, light your candle and be comfortable as you proceed with the process. Allow yourself to sit in a darkened space, simply lit with a candle, and close your eyes as you become comfortable, settled, and focused on your breathing. Go deep into your heart. Imagine or perceive that within your heart there is a golden winged goddess bathed in glorious light. With her wings outstretched, a soft but endless stream of love flows from her to you now. It is not forceful, and yet it is powerful. It just is. Allow yourself to become comfortable in this love, feeling it around you like a blanket of peace. Allow her to sing to you now, to sing you her love through the sound and light within her voice, and through the light coming from her hands, eyes, and feet. Know that you are completely and utterly held within her divine love. Feel it growing around you like a force field, beautiful and peaceful. You become aware of an energy hovering around the field of this divine love, holding back from entering it, but curious and attached and attracted to it. Not attached, attracted to it. Acknowledge the presence of this other energy whilst remaining centered in your heart and in the field of divine love all around you. Silently or out loud, communicate to the energy you sense as you hover near the field of love. Not yet willing to enter it, tell the energy that it does not have to be afraid, and that it will not be judged, and it will not be despised or criticized. It can just be. Staying in your heart in this field of love, you may see, sense, or perceive the energy outside of your love field assume a shape or image. It might be a face, a word, a form of a dagger, a spear, or a noose, or it may assume the form of a feeling, perhaps anger, fear, shame, or guilt, sadness, or even sexual desire or an urge to be devoted to love, to be touched or held, or to touch and hold. It may be it may be great fear or hatred of you. You can safely stay calm in your heart and just witness it. There may be threats of great sadness and vulnerability. Do not leave the center of your loving field. Stay there and feel the love all around you and within you. Be in kindness in your heart. If this energy that has not known love is willing, it will enter the field around you and be healed. But it must make the choice for itself. Allow that energy to come as deep into the space of love as it can by continuing to stay in your heart and being in touch with the peace and kindness that exists there. When you are ready, say this: It is my choice as a sovereign being of divine love that any energy not aligned with unconditional love now leave my body, mind, and energy field. It no longer has a place here with me, and I release it with unconditional love now. Either that it may return to divine love now, or to the body of the earth, as it so chooses. But it may not stay here. I revoke any permission I have ever given for it to be attached to me, consciously or unconsciously. And with love, I let it go. Be free and go in peace. Breathe in deeply and exhale deeply. When you are ready, say, so be it, and then just open your eyes. Don't come out of your space immediately, even with your eyes open. Be aware of that field of love around you, even as you bring your awareness into your physical world once more. Let the love be with you now, even as you move your body and return to your daily life. You can say this incantation to clear any negative energy at the beginning of the ritual above, and at any time you feel the pulling of fear, doubt, shame, anger, hate, guilt, terror, or despair within you or around you. Go into your heart and speak it clearly. Brother, in darkness, you are loved, loved fiercely and with compassion. There is nothing to fear or judge or resist, just acceptance, allowance, and being seen. From the light in my heart, now I see you. I do not judge. My response is compassion. I understand and I release you now. Be and flow. But from my energy field, you must now go without will or force, but through love and peace. All negativity from my field is now released. I love that. And the second card is going to kind of be the mirror of that one, which was the Temple of the Carnelian, 179, which is, I'm sorry, 16, 17, which is an 8. 179. 10 pages away from that card. Wow. Temple of Carnelian, entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet. And beloveds, like I said, these cards are repeating. And it is what it is. It's the energies. But please pay attention to what's coming up and what's being repeated. It's for you. It's from unconditional love. So pass it on. Pass it on. I'm not holding on to anything anymore. Pass it on. Pass it on. The world needs it. Pass it on. Entering the fierce belly of Sekhmet, you have such strength within you. It is time to trust in your own boldness and courage, taking risks that feel true to your heart, and engaging in practices that make you feel truly and genuinely alive, embodied, and more of yourself, even if not always comfortable, are going to help you live the life you were born to live. In the fierce belly of Sekhmet, the lion-headed sister of Isis, the Egyptian goddess of passion, courage, and fire, there is no room for procrastination, self-doubt, or turning back. She urges you on to your high destiny, calling to you to believe. Keep going, reach higher, and expand wider. You can do so knowing that the Temple of Carnelian will bring you warmth, strength, encouragement, and deep trust in your own body wisdom, and to guide you through any situation or relationship that may arise to test you, so that you can grow into more of your magnificent being. This oracle calls you to have the courage. Sorry, beloved. Let me ground. I'm sorry. Things are speaking, words are just popping out in the blah, blah, blah. So let me let me ground. Let me ground. Let me ground. Let me ground. Okay. She urges you on to high destiny, calling to you to believe. Keep going, reach higher, and expand wider. 29:18. You can do so knowing that the Temple of Carnelian will bring you warm strength, encouragement, and deep trust in your own body wisdom to guide you through any situation or relationship that may rise to test you so that you can grow into more of your magnificent being. This oracle calls you to have the courage of your convictions, to have faith in yourself and your own process, to be fearless as you are assured of victory. Sekhmet will not be defeated. If you are concerned that you are biting off more than you can chew, or are not sure about the path you are taking, if you are up to the standard, or if you will ever gain the recognition that you feel you deserve, then know that as you enter the Temple of Carnelian, into the fire belly of the lion-headed priestess, you shall be guided to success. Sekhmet comes alive with boldness. Her power grows with courage, and her fire will burn bright in your life as passion, success, and victory. She says fortune favors the bold and guides you to take the leap you know in your heart it is time for you to take. Trust that she will protect your love, heart, and vision, encouraging you to shine most brightly. This oracle also brings a particular message about divine justice. If you are involved in or witnessing a situation that seems unjust, abusive, or concerning and are worried that it is not right, the lion sister priestess tells you that it shall be resolved according to divine justice, and there is nothing to fear. Pray to her in unconditional love for help, resolution, and trust. If you feel intuitively to act, then do so. Otherwise, allow her to have her way, as she has done and always will do. There is much more unfolding in life than we can possibly know consciously, and her ways are vast and many. Divine justice always prevails. This oracle is also a yes to any question that you have been asking. Any obstacle in the way of manifestation of your desire will be cleared away. Sometimes it is our own ego that is cleared. So don't worry if there are a few bumps on the path. It is just part of the manifestation of the desire. Sekhmet assures it will come to pass. In fact, the manifestation has already commenced. Ritual healing in the Temple of Carnelian. If you have pieces of carnelian crystal, jewelry with carnelian, or even orange, red, or brown colored cloths, crystals, clothing, or candles, you may like to bring them into your sacred space for this healing. Once you have created your warm ritual space, sit comfortably with your spine in an upright position and close your eyes, taking your breath and your awareness deep into your belly. In your belly. Be aware of light growing in the belly, warm and strong. Imagine following the light into the belly. Deeper and deeper you go until you become aware of a vast pyramid made of huge ancient sandstones with swirling sand patterns on its face. It is warm, pulsating, alive with energy. Take your time to sense the entrance to the pyramid. You feel effortlessly. You feel effortlessly drawn towards the entrance, and you descend quickly into the pyramid itself now. Inside there is darkness and warm torches of rich flames. As your sense of awareness adjusts to being inside the pyramid, you sense warmth and vibrancy. There is an altar, 3559. There is an altar with flames burning in huge bowls made of carnelian. The warm red and orange tones and the light of the fire burning create a golden glow in the room. Just feel the power, warmth, and energy in the temple, warming you from within. You become aware of a great being stepping out from behind the altar into the center of the temple. Her energy is powerful and her presence is very strong. She steps forward as a golden, lion-headed goddess, vibrant and radiant like the sun. She sweeps her hand before your eyes, placing a soft filter before your eyes, so that whilst you are in the temple, you can gaze at her without being blinded by her intensity and light. She is radiant and powerful, fierce and filled with heat and energy, like the sun. You bow your head in deep respect, and she nods in acknowledgement. She gestures to the largest carnelian bowl filled with fire in the center of her carnelian temple. You notice the fire in the bowl gazing into its dancing flames. You know that she is offering you use of the central flame. It will purify any matter that you offer to it. You can choose to release into the fire any fear, doubt, uncertainty, or habit that would hold you back from fulfilling your high destiny and allowing life to flow through you to the greatest degree. It won't always feel comfortable. Sometimes it will feel challenging and scary, but even with that underneath it, it will always feel right. Do you dare surrender energies that would hold you back into her divine fire? Once the fire of Sekhmet consumes and destroys these energies, she will gift them back transformed. But you will not leave her temple the same as you entered. Are you ready and willing for your own transformation to occur? She waits for one moment longer and then steps forward. It is time for you to decide. She deftly raises her arms and the fire leaps. Now is the time to toss away that which you no longer need. Do it now. Feel the exhilaration as you let it go. Let yourself moan or release a cry as you do so. Let your entire body, mind, and soul release into her magnificent fire. When you are done moments later, the fire dies away, and within the bowl there is golden dust. Feel the peace in the temple and the knowing in Sekhmet's eyes as she inclines her head, acknowledging that you. Sorry, Valerie. When you are done, moments later, the fire dies away, and within the bowl there is golden dust. Feel the peace in the temple and the knowing in Sekhmet's eyes as she inclines her head, acknowledging that you have trusted her and received her healing grace. Be at peace within yourself now. Sekhmet waves her hand over the golden dust in the carnelian bowl, and it gathers itself in swirling light all around you. Let it settle in your body, your chakras, your hair. Within the swirling has finished. Sekhmet is gone, and you are inside the pyramid again, traveling back quickly towards your belly, and breath flowing. You are changed. Well done. Take your time and be aware of yourself in this space. When you are ready, just open your eyes. Incantation. You can say this incantation to overcome any fear or doubt you could possibly imagine and to get energy and fire into any issue that seems stagnant or blocked. Only use the incantation when it really feels right to do so in your heart because it is powerful and it will have effect. And sometimes when our heart tells us patience is needed, we are better to wait and allow situations to unfold rather than throw the gauntlet down and ask powerful Sekhmet to step in and sort it all out. She isn't very subtle. However, when we really do need the power of her action, our beloved lion sister priestess is here for us. Just don't expect to control the effects of her power. Always say the incantation as a whole. So you are calling on unconditional love to guide the process. And beloveds, this is the incantation. Sekhmet, who loves me unconditionally, brave, bright as fire, bold as you can be, bless this situation with your healing power. Do it now, this very hour. I offer you love and gratitude from my heart. as you liberate me from this troubled dark. Sekhmet, who loves with passion and might, you assist me now with your eternal fire bright. And that is that card. Those are those cards, beloveds. And I am going to um, close this out. And I just want to say again, we are responsible individually and collectively for each other, checking in on each other. And when we see something that we think is unbalanced, have the compassion, have the love, have the empathy to go to that individual and let them know, open dialogue with them, let them know what is on your mind, in your heart, you know, let them know. Don't go around gossiping and you know, all of that. You're stirring shit pots like that. And sooner or later you're gonna get it all over you. Learn to treat people the way you want to be treated. Would you want somebody if something was out of place with you? Women, if you were Aunt Flo had come to visit and you had a spot, would you prefer somebody just go around pointing at you and telling everybody else? Or them coming to you and tapping you on the shoulder and say, sister, you know, you probably don't know, but you got a little spot, you got a little leak. That's respectful. That's how you do that. That's how you be responsible. Now how she take it is on her. If she come out of her bag like, I know what's going on, and blah, 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 why don't you mind your business, and do. Baby, I just did what my heart told me to do, and that was to tell you what I saw so you could help yourself. But if you know already, enough, enough said. I don't need to say nothing to you. You're going to take care of it. It's your business. But I did what my heart said to do, how I was raised. I let you know. I ain't go behind here, there, and there. So look at her nasty tail. I ain't do none of that. Go to the person. You got a problem with Joe? Say, Joe, come here, Joe. Let me holler at you. You know, let's put this on the table. You know, I feel this, and this. You know, and how do you feel about me feeling this, and that? Or how do you feel about that, and that? Because I took it like this. And I just want to know how you took it, or how you experienced it, or how you felt it, or how you saw it, or how you heard it. Because some kind of way, it just ain't meshing. You know, it ain't clicking. And I love you enough to want us to have harmony between us, to be balanced, you know, for us to be able to vibe. So come on. What's up? Communicate, beloveds. Communicate. But before you can do that, you got to be able to trust. So beloveds, you've got to start changing. You've got to be somebody. You got to trust yourself so another can trust you. With the times that are here and coming, 44, huh? Them eights, baby. Lionsgate. Okay. Sorry. We have got to get to the point. We have got to get to the place where we start seeing each other as brothers and sisters, as family. And those that are just not ready, you don't get drowned. Don't get held underground because you trying to go rescue somebody from up out of underground. Okay? You didn't ascend it and you climbing back down to go help somebody else up. Crabs in a barrel, boo. That's the mentality as you start descending. That is the mentality. As you start ascending, you start letting go of people, of values, of patterns, of old thoughts, of anger, of grudges, of resentment, of a lot of things that you realize it was immature of you to even hold on to. It was immature because even though you thought you knew yourself and you were responsible for yourself and your collective, you could only act out of the maturity that you had. You could only act out of the consciousness that was beginning to stir and beginning to shift the feelings and the thoughts and to trigger the downloads and to open up the blocked chakras so that you could start aligning within and without. We still have to align within. How do I know that? Because a man named Kavanaugh got a seat on the Supreme Court after his character had been shown to be less than. Okay? And let me say this because it's coming. I can feel it coming. I'm trying to see how to say this. The old boy network, the good old boy network, it's the same confederacy that wanted to separate the United States in the beginning. And these different posturings, north, south, polarities, east, west, up, down, red, blue, all of these posturing is powers and principalities. Who gets to rule? Who gets to set the laws? We have come from a place of deepest corruption, church and state. That corruption was unchecked and it just kept snowballing until what we see today. And it will keep going to a true apocalyptic post-apocalyptic world if it is allowed, if it is left unchecked, because that is the negativity in which it feels. It will feed off of best. Do you know how you're miserable now? Think of that. Think of it, process it. So when I call this system a beast, understand why I say that. You need to know what you're dealing with. What you're dealing with, the energy is predatory. It is T-Rex energy. Okay? But T-Rexes were brought down. Find out how. Checks and balances, beloveds. Checks and balances. This reading was about checks and balances of responsibilities. You cannot let oppression thrive because it is a weed. It's poison. And it will render paradise into post apocalyptic. And you have to be within your heart. These cards are repeating, and they're telling us compassion for each other. Compassion for each other. Not the beast, for each other. Observe the beast, let the beast do his thing. Trust and believe. Raise your frequency. Ascend. Leave the beast down there. Okay, you go up. Up that Jacob's ladder, up that Kundalini, up that Djed, up that spine. You have to rise above and leave the beast to the worms. Let the worms. The beast know the worms is for it. It knows it ain't got long. Oh, them worms is coming, baby. Mm, worms is coming. All right, beloveds, 5258, and that is going to do it for me with this reading. These are the two cards. Interesting, interesting. Everything that was just shared. Some of it I did not share because I'm still processing it as a download, but you got what you needed to get from it. So it is what it is. And when I watch it again, I'm sure I'll get more from it as well. So, beloveds, with that being said, I want to again from a very ancient and deep place in my heart, I want to say I love you and I see you and I feel us rising. I feel it. It may not look on the surface that things have changed, but oh baby, as one who sees with sight beyond sight and one who feels on a level that most do not, I'm telling you, keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Know who you are and be responsible for you. Be responsible for you. When you mess up, say, I messed up. I'm sorry. When you are helping someone, let them know that it's by the grace of God, not from your hands alone. Let them know the energy. Don't feel ashamed of it. How you going to be ashamed of the Holy Spirit? It's a part of you. As much as the breath, you can't see it, but you know you're breathing. Same with the Holy Spirit. Okay. Um, and I'm being told to tell you the ru'ah, the Hebrew word for breath. Ruach. R-A-U-C-H. Ruach. I don't know. Y'all know I can't spell for nothing, okay? So don't listen to me about trying to spell something. I ain't gonna even front on that, okay? I suck at spelling. Um, it is Ruach. And there's another one too that starts Pneuma. Pneuma. Pneuma is the breath as well. Those are words that are coming up in my spirit. It also has to do, this is a download, beloveds. It also has to do with fire. This is the fire and the air portion, not and the spirit portion is the water. So you've got all of this merging right now with this Venus retrograde. These Venus is passion. Venus is about that fire. Venus is about that Holy Spirit being on fire kind of energy. You know, it is, what is it called? E- Ecclesiastic. I don't know the word for it, but it's not ecstasy. It's not ecstasy. I don't know, but they're still saying ecstatic worship. Okay, ecstatic worship. That's not what it's called. Praise worship. Let it go. Sorry, beloved. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Um, that is going to do it for this video. Namaste, and I love us. Sorry.